Hey guys, welcome back to Raw Doing Stuff. So today we're going to make some pork belly burnt ends. I've got myself a 6-pound pork belly here. I'm going to cube it up, I'm going to season it, and then we're going to glaze it with a maple brown sugar glaze and just make these excellent. They're going to be awesome. So stick around and I'll show you how we do that. Okay, so the first thing we've got to do is get this pork belly cut into cubes. And this one has kind of this weird flap on the end of it, so I'm going to cut this off. I might cut that up and just throw it on the grill for kicks, but I needed to get that so we get kind of uniform pieces. We want these about 1.5 inches long, so we'll make one there, one there, one there. And one will be a little smaller, but it'll be alright. So we just got to get this cut up. Okay guys, we got these all cut up. Now we're going to need to get them seasoned up. I'm going to grab a couple of my Bradley racks to do that with so that I can set them in there so they're easier to move around. Okay, so now what we want to do, sorry about that noise, you can probably hear my torch in the background running, heating my charcoal up. We're going to cook these on the Weber kettle today, so I got some other things going on the pellet grill. Okay guys, so we got these all cut up. I'm going to season them. This isn't chili powder, this is my homemade rub. There's a link to that. I'll put a link to the video where I make this rub in the description. If you want to look it up, it's CC Ryder's Rib Rub. It's on all recipes. I put it on all my pork. Comes out really good. Has a little bit of heat to it. This is going to go real well with the maple glaze that we're going to put on these, because we're going to make a maple glaze, and this has just a little bit of heat in it because it's got some chili powder and stuff in it, and that's going to go real well. A little bit of heat, a little sweet heat in there. So I'm just going to get these all seasoned up, and I'll be right back with you when I get that done and show you how I put them on the racks. So if you take these, when you get to this point, I usually do 2 sides. Then I'll just put some rub on here. Then you get a pretty good coating all the way around. Then I'm going to set them in these racks right here. Okay guys, so you can see I got these all seasoned up. Now you can use any rub you want to, you don't have to use this. Anything that sounds good to you or you like that goes good with pork. So we're going to get these put on the Weber and we're going to smoke them up. They're going to be so good, so tender. Let's get over to the Weber and get these put on. We're going to get these pork burnt ends on the Weber here. So the pork racks barely fit on here. You might wonder, how's this guy going to get 2 of these on the Weber? Well, first of all, I'm using the S&S Grill Sloans here today. I just purchased that, trying that out. And I also bought this from S&S Grills, which is a second rack in here. So I'm going to put one rack on top of here. We're going to try this out. So we're going to try this out and see how it works. Second one here, hopefully our lid will fit. Oh yeah, it's going to be a little tight, so we'll have to hang over a bit. We're going to make it work. So we're running the Weber. I've got the vent on the bottom just slightly open, this one all the way open. And I've tested this, that should run us at about 250. We want to be between 250 and 275 with these. I've got some chunks of hickory on here, and those are going to give us our smoke flavor for today's cook. And so we're just going to let these roll for a couple hours, and then we'll come back and take a look at them. I'm anticipating it'll take probably 4 to 5 hours by start to finish, but I'll let you know the exact cook time when I'm done. Alright guys, so we've been about 2 hours on these. They're proving really tender, about 203 degrees, 201, which is right where we want them. So we're going to get these put in our foil pan. You can see our bark set on there. So we just got to get them in the foil pan and render them down a little more. Alright, so we're going to mix up our glaze for these pork belly burnt ends. We got a cup of barbecue sauce in there. I'm going to add about 3/4 of a cup brown sugar. About a cup of maple syrup. And about 1 cup of honey. Yeah. You got it. That's good. So we added a cup of honey to that. I'm just going to mix that all together. Just like so. That's a good sauce. Nice and sweet. It's going to go awesome on these pork belly burnt ends. I'm just going to, got the Weber running about 250 right now. Throw that back on there. Got these pieces on here, the fat. They're going to get fed to the dogs. I want to cook them up a bit for them, make them a little tasty. This lid has a little bit of a kink to it, so I have to kind of make sure it's on there. Okay, we're just going to let those roll. Like I say, hour and a half, and they'll be good to come off. Alright guys, let's take a look here and see what we've got. Oh yeah, look at that. Things will fall apart. Let's get them back on the rack, set the glaze on them for about a half hour, and we'll be ready to eat. Alright guys, so time's up on these pork belly burnt ends. They've been sitting in this glaze for an hour and a half. What we're going to do is get them back on this rack. We're going to give them each a good swim in this glaze. Then we're going to get them back on the smoker. Let that set up. And it's going to be time to eat some pork belly burnt ends or pork candy or just deliciousness, whatever you want to call it. Look at those. I can't tell you, that looks so good. Good enough to eat right now, but we're going to have some patience and let them sit up a bit. Alright guys, close this up. Say let it roll for another half hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, probably half hour, 45 minutes. That's all I'll be able to stand. Then we're going to get these off and we're going to eat. Oh, alright guys, look at those things. Take a look at that. So tender. I have to let these rest for just a bit, then I'm going to get a taste of it. What I'm going to do, so I got this pan here that they were braised in. with the sauce in there still. Kept that a little warm. I'm just going to throw these back in here. That sauce will be good on them. I'm going to get these off. I'm going to cover them, let them rest for 15 minutes. We're going to try them out. I've had these resting for a bit here. Oh, I can't wait to give this a taste. I got to give you a close-up of this thing. I mean, look at that. These just looking tasty. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. If you've never had pork belly burnt ends, you're missing out. Oh. And the fat's just so caramelized. I can talk to you with my mouth full because it's so good. Oh, you got to try this. So we started these out, cubed up our pork belly, seasoned them, put them on the smoker, let them smoke till it came to about 205. When we pulled them off, mixed up our glaze, maple, brown sugar, and some honey, coated it, let them braise in the smoker for a couple hours. The dogs can smell this. They want some. They're whining for some. I'm going to throw them some here as soon as we're done. So anyway, put them back on the grill once that was. Let them set up again. Let them rest for 10-15 minutes. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. Wow. Anyway, if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up and a like. Subscribe. It's free. We've got a special going this month. Subscribe at no charge. So anyway, we'll see you on the next one.